the US and others of your allies want you to wrap up the war in Gaza as soon as possible. But everyone you speak to here believes, rightly I think, that it's going to be months of war to come. How do you reconcile those two things, keeping your allies happy but doing what you feel you need to do in Gaza?
We have to win in Gaza. We have to achieve total victory. Hamas cannot be left standing, coming out of the ruins with a V sign and saying, we'll do it again and again and again, which they promised to do. So first, for our own sake, for our own future, we have to defeat these monsters. Secondly, I don't think it's just our case. It's also the case, as I've told President Biden, I've told all the leaders who came here, I said, this is your war as well, because this is not merely a minor skirmish. This is part of a major confrontation between the moderate axis of Israel and the moderate Arab states against Iran, the terror axis of Iran, who is the three H's, Houthis, Hezbollah, Hamas, and others. And the whole world is now watching. Who's going to win? They're sitting in the bleachers. Who will win? Will Iran win or will Israel win? Will they win or will the West win? So I think that what I say to our American friends, whose help I appreciate a great deal, I said, the war will take as long as it takes, but it will result in total victory because our battle is your battle and our victory is your victory as well.
Let me come on to some of the international aspects of that. The day after in Gaza, for instance, there's talk about the fact that, of course, Gaza's schools need reform. The educational, they have to stop teaching hate and much more. But there are international organizations that were meant to be ensuring that for a decade and a half now, and clearly they didn't. Who on earth is meant to be in charge of Gaza after this is over?
Well, one thing is clear. It shouldn't be UNRWA, because UNRWA, the United Nations special agency that was set up for the Palestinians, in fact, perpetuates the Palestinian refugee status, because otherwise that's their bread and butter. But far worse than that, we discovered that there were 13 UNRWA workers who actually participated either directly or indirectly in the October 7th massacre. UNRWA is perforated with Hamas, and UNRWA is, in UNRWA's schools, they've been teaching the doctrines of extermination for Israel, the doctrines of terrorism, lauding terrorists, glorifying terrorists. So obviously that has to change. We need in Gaza not only a full victory against Hamas and demilitarization, sustained demilitarization that can only be handled by Israel. If you have another international force that can fight the resurgence of terrorism, let me know. And the third is we need a force there for internal management that does not educate the children of Gaza to become terrorists, does not fund terrorists, and does not dispatch terrorists. Doesn't teach the annihilation of Israel. That's what we need. I can tell you how the first thing and the second thing will be done. We're working on the third. De-radicalization takes time and takes commitment.
What international allies do you have to help ensure that happens?
Well, I hope that any fair-minded government, any government that can withstand for 5 minutes or even several months the force of anti-Israel propaganda, will understand that their future is intertwined with ours. Because if barbarism wins here, Europe will be next. America will be next. Iran will emerge victorious. Iran will, unchallenged, will conquer the Middle East. Iran will develop unchallenged nuclear weapons. It will have ballistic missiles to threaten Europe and the United States. This is part of a larger battle, and everyone has a stake in Israel's winning. Can governments go beyond the immediate pressures that that are leveled at them?
The pressures of thousands of people on the street.
Yes, thousands of people on the street. Let me tell you, and I think in America, the great majority of people support Israel. They understand instinctively that Israel is fighting their battle. They understand instinctively what the terrorists, the radical Islamists say. They say, we're the small Satan, America is the great Satan. You Europeans, I don't want you to be offended, but you're a middle-sized Satan.
A middling Satan.
A middling Satan, okay? But for them, this is all one big battle of civilization, our civilization against their wanton aggression, their violence, their rejection of all the values that we hold dear, the ideas of liberty, of choice, of freedom, the rights of women, the rights of minorities, the rights of gays, all of that they want to sweep away. And the question is, do we stand or do we fall? We stand.